Hey guys, this is Keith with KJ Aquatics, and today we just got in another small box right here, and of plants. Sorry, I always got a small box, but we got in particular we got a small box of plants today. So um, we're gonna unbox that. I haven't seen them, so you're gonna see them as I see them, and yeah, so that's what the live is about. I see a couple people here. I see Matt, Liquid Zoo, good morning. Mr. Jeff, good morning. So, seven other people. Cool. Uh, who else is here? Hey, little box man. Shady Grady, what's happening? Keystone Clash, what's up? Speaking of the Keystone Clash, um, that will be coming up this fall in October. I forget the exact dates, but any of the mods, feel free when you get a chance just to post the link for Keystone Clash. The Keystone Clash is a pretty big deal. It's a really fun convention that's going on this fall. KG Aquatics will be one of the vendors there, and it's a fun place to come and hang out and see some fish, buy some stuff, listen to some good speakers. So check it out, KeystoneClash.com. So that's my promo on that. And while I'm talking about promos, make sure you guys check out fishfam.link. I put a link in the description of the video. Make sure you check that out. Matt works hard to try to make a one-stop shop for all of you guys in the Fish Fam to find all to find the links and information concerning everybody else in the Fish Fam. So, anyways, info on the Clash. No rush. It's still 9 months away. There you go. So you can find information. I just talked about fishfam.link, but other shows besides Keystone Clash isn't the only show in the country. There's the American Cichlid Association has an event coming up in Cincinnati, usually in July. The Ohio Cichlid Association has an event every year that's always the weekend before Thanksgiving. And then you got your Aquashellas. There's an expo down in North Carolina, down in Miss Dee Dee's area. I think it's the Aquatic Expo. Sabu helps organize that. So, anyways, you can find all that information plus more at fishfam.link. So, anyways, all right. I'm just going to scroll up real quick. Hey, Peplin, I saw you. So I said hi to Jeff, Matt, Shady Grady, Keystone, my man Peplin. What the fuck? Sorry, guys. Let me switch this real quick. Hold on. One momento. Let me get it off Wi-Fi. Let me put it on Wi-Fi. All right, I fixed it. Sorry. I don't know what the deal is with my phone down here in the fish room. I went live and I used the same phone for over 2 hours straight without losing signal just on Saturday. But all right, hopefully this thing don't screw up again. So, first class fish. Hello. This is a box opening knife. See this right here? It's made by Subaru. Works pretty good. All right. It's not a big order, but I'm kind of excited about one species in particular that we brought in. So just throw a couple of these things up here to start with. See what they look like. The first one is one of the OGs in the hobby. It's a species of Anacharis, but it's not the illegal one that is banned in the state of New York. This is Egeria najas. So this is a smaller leaf Anacharis. Scientific name Egeria najas, and that's what I have it listed at on the website. I don't have it listed as Anacharis as a general term, just because Alodia densa is invasive, or it's on the invasive list in New York. But this plant here, I get it in often. Again, it's super common, easy, fast-growing plant. It does not root, so you don't plant this into substrate. If you plant this into substrate, what's below the substrate is just going to rot and it's going to float up. So just float this. If you wanted to, you could take and put an aquarium weight. I'm looking to see if I just had one laying around. Hold on. Shit. If you don't know what the aquarium weight is, but I'm sure you do. I got one here. We sell these on the website. I think I might be out of stock. But message me, because I always have some and I can hook you up. So if I'm out of stock on the website, I bet you I can find you a few and throw in the box. But anyways, you could take one of these. It's real pliable, and you could just bend it around the stem of the plant and just keep it weighted down if you wanted to. But me, I just put them in the tank and let them float. They provide great cover for fry, and that's it. I'm that one. Done talking about that one. Next up is Italian Vallisneria. This is a super easy plant. They'll get probably about 2 foot tall. So these are just young ones right now, but they're nice wider leaf. But that's about as wide as it gets. So if I'm guessing, this is probably If I'm guessing, this is probably a 1/4 inch wide blade. So, all right. So Italian Vallisneria, fast growing, easy plant. Talking about vals, here's another species of Vallisneria. This is Vallisneria, or jungle Vallisneria, species red. And that term red is deceiving if you heard me talk about this before. This will get like a reddish hue towards the top. That's not a very good looking one. Let's take this one. But towards the top up here, and I'm holding it upside down, so here's the root base. But towards the top, you'll get a reddish hue under highlight conditions, but it doesn't need highlight to grow. All right? You can grow this perfectly fine like any other Vallisneria available in the hobby. Val are super easy, low to medium light, maybe towards closer to medium. You don't need highlight. So, Jenna P, hello. I'm sure I missed some names. I love Val too, Dee. Dizzy Miss P, I get to wake up to Keith. Goody. Alishan. Who else? I saw Mr. Steven. Hello, Steven. And I don't know who else is in here. Again, if I miss a name, don't be offended. All right. Next up, I didn't order these with weight. I know I didn't. So now I got to take the friggin' weights off. You know what? If you work at a place and you have some coworkers that just don't listen and you get annoyed by them, well, I can tell you this nursery has workers there that do the same thing. Because I ordered this Brazilian pennywort unweighted because we just float it while it's being stored here waiting for your purchase. We just float this. I don't want it weighted down. I let it float. So I'm going to have to just take all these off, which is no big deal, except they charge me extra for this weight. So, and then it's more work because I got to take this off and then I got to get a rubber band and bind it back up. So anyways, if you guys ever have issues with your coworkers at whatever job you do, the nursery got some fucked up people too. Oops, sorry. Great place though. I love the management overall, but some of the people that they got working in the greenhouse, I think no comprende. So they just don't follow instructions well sometimes. All right, next up. And I got a bunch of these, but a bunch are pre-sold to my buddy Tommy Acker. So I only uploaded 12 on the website, but I got more in. So Dee Dee bought some of these a couple weeks ago, I know. This is Cryptocreme Balance. This is one of my favorite crypts. You get like a tall, more narrow leaf. And they're like a bronze color, so green to bronze color. And you get a nice texture to the leaf, if you could see this. So it's like a hammered, ripply look. So this is Cryptocreme Balance. They'll get much taller than this. Right now, these plants are probably, in man measurements, this plant is probably about 2 foot long in man measurements. But in real measurements, I would say this plant is probably 10 to 10, about 10 inches in normal measurements. So, anyways, that's Cryptocreme Balance. Next up is Hornwort. And this one I do order, so they listen on this one. This one I do order with the added weight. You can see, I don't know if you can see it, but there's the weight there. But then I just ordered these as a bunch. That's one bunch of Hornwort. I sell the crap out of these. I've said it before. This is a plant some in the hobby love. This is a plant some in the hobby hate. The reason for the hate is because this can shed some of the leaves and kind of like pine, and it'll look like pine needles on top of your substrate. So a lot of people hate that. But if you're a fish breeder, or you don't even have to be a fish breeder, but if you're a keeper of live bears and you like to breed fish, even not even for profit, if you just like the fun aspect of breeding fish, this is a wonderful plant that is good for hiding fry. And it's also good at maintaining water quality because it's a fast grower. The faster the plant grows, the more nutrients it uses, meaning it's going to absorb all the nastiness out of the water, specifically your nitrates. So it's a nitrate sucker, right? Next up is, so far the plants all look good. This one here, I only order a few. I don't get a lot. They're on the higher price of the plant dollar value, I guess, or my cost. But these are red mangrove. I brought these in last week, and I only brought a few when then the three sold out like right away. Someone just went on my website and bought all three. But this plant can grow in fresh, brackish, or salt water. But you don't want to submerge the whole thing. This is an immersed growing plant. I suggest you just maybe submerge maybe half, 3/4 of the plant at the most. Don't fully submerge it. Never submerge the leaves. But I say maybe like half. Basically, it just needs wet roots. So you could use this as a house plant too. You can get like a glass jar or a glass bowl. Put a little bit of pea gravel in there and grow this like you would lucky bamboo. So it's pretty cool. Red mangrove. And these are not collected in the wild, just to let you know, because these are protected in the wild. So these are sustainably grown. I think you can collect, like when the plants naturally like propagate, they drop these little plantlets that don't have any leaves growing, but they'll be about probably that big, and they fall into the waterway and then just float around, and then they find a little piece of land, and then they attach themselves and they start growing. That's how they propagate naturally in the wild. But I think if you find pieces of them floating in the water, you can collect them. So these grow naturally down along the Florida coast. So anyways, red mangrove. That's enough talking about that. Next up are Amazon swords. One of the OGs of swords in the hobby. It's not my favorite, but I've had some people asking me for Amazon swords. So I listened to what they asked me for, so I brought some more in. These are not huge, but they get huge. So the Amazon swords, we got them in stock. All right. When you buy Amazon swords or a lot of other plants for that matter, be patient with them, because these right here are growing immersed, so you're going to get some melt back. So when you plant them, hit them with a root tab. Thrive caps are excellent, probably the best root tab on the market as far as being the most complete. They're on the website, Thrive root caps. You can find those on our newly revamped, with my buddy Matt's help, KJEAquatics.com. If you're new to us in general, then you won't notice the difference. But if you've been hanging out with us a long time and you've used our old website, I'm pretty sure you'll find the new one that just went live just last week way better. I think so. I think you will. All right. So next up, this don't look good. So it's not terrible, but it really don't look good. So don't buy guppy grass on my website, because I did upload it, but this is terrible. So I got to take the inventory off. So this is what I like doing live, because it's not always like glitz and glamour. You get some garbage sometimes, and this guppy grass looks fucking terrible. Anyways, this was supposed to be guppy grass, and it's a pile of doo-doo. So if you bought guppy grass, it'll just be refunded, because I did upload the quantities without seeing, but this is trash, like fucking garbage. So anyways, next up, sorry I cussed, but stuff slips out my mouth sometimes. These are Apanageton ovaceus or ovaceus, however you want to pronounce it. These are listed as small, but that one I could sell as a medium, actually. But this is Apanageton ovaceus. not a bulb. So you can see this is the bulb part of the plant, but you have a viable plant, coming out of it. So you're not just getting a bulb. A lot of people on retail and online will just sell you the bulb for more than what we have listed. So, anyways, Aponigeton ovaceus or vacuus. And another Aponigeton. This one is super popular. This is the Aponigeton Madagascar lace. And again, you're getting more than just the bulb. So you're going to get the bulb, obviously, which is this dookie ball right here. And then you got a live plant growing out of it. So it's viable. It's good to go. And as a natural product, you're going to get different sizes of bulbs. They're not all uniform. But anyways, Aponigeton Madagascar lace. And the cool thing about lace, I'll show you this one because this one here, the leaves, I don't know if you could tell there, but the leaves are like perforated, so it's like a window screen, if that's a good way to describe it. But that's how the leaves grow. They're perforated and like a window screen. It's pretty cool. They look really cool. These plants get really big. So I would suggest if you buy one of these for your 5-gallon beta tank, it's going to fill the whole tank up eventually. So you can put it in there for a short time, but they grow big and they grow relatively fast too. So, all right. So we got that. Some crappy guppy grass. I still haven't gotten to the plant I was like really excited about. Kind of waiting for it to be last, so y'all stick around. All right, next up, and I've been getting a bunch of these. They're pretty popular. Shady Grady, if you're still here, I know he bought a few from me, but this is an Anubias that's on the more uncommon side. So this is Anubias Nana Golden. The leaf color is a lot lighter than a standard Anubias Nana. So this is Anubias Nana Golden. I will pot these when I retail them because I have them listed as potted. They're just going to be in the 2-inch pot with the rock wool. If you want them unpotted, the price is pretty much the same. So I could do either or if you don't want the pot. I just pot those up when I put them in the tank just for retail purposes. There's no advantage for them being in the pot. The pots are for retail purposes. So I think Dee Dee asked me that last week. Why do I pot them? And it's really just for retail purposes. It doesn't boost the plant growth or anything like that. But anyways. And then this is another plant that I will pot up because I'm going to take a couple of them per pot. So you're going to get more than just one plant. So this is Cryptocarine Bucchetti. But when I sell these, I'm going to put 2 in the pot. So you're going to get 2 Crypt Bucchetti individual plants within the pot. So this is Crypt Bucchetti. Will be potted. This is a really nice crypt. Doesn't get like really tall, but it has a leaf color other than your standard green. So it's kind of more bronze or dark green, bronze color. And then the bottom of the leaf, I don't know if you can see it. I say that a lot. I don't know if you can see it. So I'm just using my iPhone. But the bottom of the leaf has like a bronze, brownish color. Really nice looking crypt. I really like crypts as a genus. Crypts as an overall species of aquarium plants, crypts might be my favorite. There's a huge variety of them with different leaf shapes, sizes. You can get small ones that grow tall. They're all relatively easy. Crypts are good in low to medium light, so you don't need any fancy light. You don't need the CO2. They don't need CO2 injection. We don't inject CO2 here at KJE. Everything's low tech, low to medium light. So you won't see me do a lot of stem plants that require high light. I'll bring some in the summertime. It's just because I will, excuse me, I will keep them outdoors with Mr. Sunshine. So I'll bring some different stem plants in when it warms up, when I can start doing tubs outdoors. So mostly different Lowigias, maybe some Rotalas. Uh, there was a few other ones that I got in for the first time. That Nessia Golden was a really, really cool plant. It's like almost a yellowish color, so you get like a cool color contrast. Anyways, we're rambling. Next up is one of the OGs in the aquarium hobby. These are banana plants. Some like them, some hate them, but I just think the way the base of the plant looks, and you don't need to plant these, you just drop them in and let them sit on top of the substrate. But and this is in the lily family, so it grows like a lily type leaf. But just the way the base of the plant looks, they look like little bananas, so that's where they get their common name. So the banana plant. Next up, I know Dee Dee said she couldn't find the Tiger Lotus bulbs on the website. It's because I don't list them as a bulb on the website. I take the chance on Tiger Lotus. I order them as a bulb, but I don't sell them as a bulb. I don't start selling these until they sprout, and then they go up in price from there. So they'll be sold as a sprouted bulb, then a small, medium, large size plant. So as they get bigger, the dollar price goes up. So, but I don't sell them just as a bulb. Now, that being said, if you guys ever wanted to do a special order just for bulbs, I can give you a deal just on the bulbs. But just let it be known that when you buy any plant in a bulb, that you're taking the risk of it not growing. So with Tiger Lotus, like I said, I buy them as a bulb. I let them sit in the tank. Once they start to sprout, then I update inventory. But if you ever wanted to buy a bunch, here's one in here that had already sprouted. Hold on, I saw one. And once they sprout, you have to be careful with them so you don't break the little plantlet off. But then this one sprouted. You can see right here at the top, the little tallywhacker is coming out. So it pushed its tallywhacker out. So this is a viable plant. It's going to grow. So this is a sprouted bulb. But anyways, that's my story on those. So. All right. Next up is just some potted plants, and I think I only got, well, I know I got dwarf Sagittaria potted. And again, the reason I buy this potted is just because some Sagittaria, dwarf Sagittaria, they're small. So it's just for retail purposes. The pot, keeps it in one place easily for retail purposes. So that's how I sell them. So it's listed dwarf Sagittaria potted on the website. But dwarf Sagittaria isn't always dwarf. It depends on the lighting. Dwarf Sagittaria can get, I've seen it get up to like 10 inches before tall. So, but with good lighting, this will do well with or without CO2. But with decent lighting, it usually stays shorter. Sometimes with the lower light, and this can grow lower light, it tries to stretch to get closer to the light. So higher the light usually will keep the plants more stunted versus lower light, they're going to grow a little bit taller. From my experience. So, all right. So that's dwarf Sagittaria. All right. And last but not least, I ordered 30 of these. So let's see what the bunches look like. They're not going to be huge bunches. But this is Bulbitis. Let me see. I can't pronounce it, but this is Bulbitis heteroclita, baby leaf or mini leaf. This is a species of Bulbitis. You grow these very similar to like Java fern or Anubias, so you don't want to plant the rhizome. You're just going to plant, or you're just going to attach this to rock, wood, or any other decoration. But these are Bulbitis. heteroclita. If I say it right, I wish I had my own fishing mon to talk for me, like he used to do for Jason. But the baby leaf. So this is mini bovitis. They're really cool. It almost looks like it looks like a parsley. That's what it looks like. Don't smell like parsley, but that's what the leaf looks like. So they're in small bunches. So this is what you're gonna get. These may or may not be potted. I didn't pot these ones, and so I'll probably sell these not potted. But again, don't plant this in the substrate. Don't plant it in the substrate. Just attach it to your rock or some driftwood. These would look really cool. Hold on. If you don't know, we sell driftwood. I just don't have it on the website because there's too many variations in the driftwood, and I like to do what you see is what you get. So if you're ever interested in spiderwood, message me. I can combine ship up to, depending on what you get, because if you pack this with like a lot of live plants, it could damage the bags in shipment. So it's all case by case. That's another reason I don't put it on the website. But I'm just saying, I just grabbed a piece of spiderwood and just to show you an example. But if you've got like a few bunches of these and you just attach it onto the spiderwood, however you want to orient your spiderwood, but I'm just playing right now. But shoot. But I'm just saying, you can make this look like a bushy tree, like real fast with this. This is a slow growing plant, but this would look like so friggin' cool. Just saying, you can get that. That looks fucking, and like I said, I'm just playing. But you get like different bunches of this. And, man, this shit would look cool. So, anyways, these bunches vary in size. Again, it's a live natural product, so the sizes will vary. But they're on the website now. I added them this morning. And that being said, about the website, I know you guys that like look at the front side of the website. It's way faster, but like it's way faster, it's cleaner, it's easier to navigate. But on the back side, Matt, I was able to upload like a brand new product today, and it was so simple. Simple and fast. And the variant, Matt, because I did a variation on this one. I forgot to show this one. This is another Aponigeton. This is a new Aponigeton. Oh, not new. I've got it before a long time ago, but I haven't gotten it in a long time. And it wasn't on the website currently. So, Matt, for variations, I uploaded this plant with variations like so friggin' fast. This is the Aponigeton, and I gotta look at the label. This is the Aponigeton longiplomosus. So this is not very common. You see a lot of Madagascar lace when you can find them, but Madagascar lace is pretty well known. Aponigeton ovaceus is pretty well known. This one right here is one of the cousins that is not well known. So this is Aponigeton longiplomosa. Looks really cool. It grows real similar to as far as like tank care. With the ovaceus and the lace and the caparoni. So all the Aponigetons are very similar. But going back to adding variations, Matt, I was able to add this in the different growth forms. So I added it as a bulb, small plant, medium plant, large plant. There's only inventory on the small. So if you look this up on the website, I only stocked it as small because that's how these came in. That's how they're being sold. But if you guys if you don't buy these and they get bigger, the price goes up. So just letting you know. The smaller they are, the cheaper they are. So you buy them small, you grow them out yourself and you save $1, right? Or $2 or $3. Said I listed them on there as a bulb because sometimes when I get a Aponigettons, not Tiger Lotus I can get bulbs almost all the time, but certain Aponigettons, the availability of them are pretty hard, and then sometimes I can only get them as a bulb, so I will sell some Aponigettons as a bulb. But again, going back to when you buy a bulb, either from KJE or any other vendor, when you're buying the bulb, there is a risk. And then this is, I'm just letting you know, um, don't come back to me, a month later and said I bought a bulb from you and it never grew. I'm telling you up straight up right now, if you buy a bulb plant, there's not 100% guarantee that it'll grow. Just letting you know that. So whether you buy it from me or you buy it from Jimmy John's fish shop, down the street, it don't matter. A bulb plant, there's a certain degree of risk when you buy just a bulb. It's the same way when you go to a plant nursery and you buy tulips or whatever. All of them might not grow. So anyways, that's all that's in the box. So this is what I was excited about because they've been hard to find, like friggin' like really hard. So the baby leaf bobitis. I love bobitis in general. Again, you would grow this similar to Anubias or Java ferns or Bucephalandria, anything like that. So you're going to want to attach this to wood or rock. You could use rock. I don't sell rock, but again, we do sell spiderwood. I don't stock any huge pieces of spiderwood just because the shipping is like, it's not feasible when the stuff gets oversized. Even though the stuff's light, when you have to put it in an oversized box, the post office, UPS, or FedEx, they charge you an oversized fee, and it's not worth it. So if you order today, Skipper, if the order was processed today, it might ship today or at the latest tomorrow. So we usually ship the day of the order or the next business day. That being said, though, on live plants, so I would ship today or tomorrow with live goods. If you ordered Tuesday night, it won't ship either till Saturday or the following Monday, unless I know for a fact you're within my region, and I can tell that by looking at the address. But as a general rule, we ship live plants Mondays, Tuesdays, sometimes Saturdays. I can't always do it Saturday because if you follow us, I'm busy and on the road a lot. So I can't always guarantee shipping on a Saturday. But Mondays and Tuesdays for live goods for sure. If you're within my region, I can ship live goods on Wednesdays because usually, like Skipper, like for you, I would ship plants. You're in Pennsylvania. You're within my region. So I would ship plants on Wednesday. But anyways, again, if you order today, it's either going to go today or tomorrow. So because today's Monday, tomorrow's Tuesday. And if you're within region, you can go on Wednesday, if that makes sense. So if that explained that. Let me see. Alishan said, all right, I'm done unboxing, so I'm just going to scroll up the chat because I wasn't reading it all. Alishan said they had a Pontigeton bovinianus at the club auction last week. I get those on occasion. They're really cool. They get a fat leaf or like a wider leaf and look almost like Madagascar lace, but they don't have the perforated leaf. It's solid, but it's more it has more texture to it. It's like crinkly and ripply looking, really cool looking. So Dee Dee said, oh, yeah, everybody wants a piece of Matt. Yeah, Matt's tasty. Rumor has it Michael's Fish Room, the handsome guy that makes YouTube videos that sells, also gonna have Matt supercharged. Oh, that's cool. I know Michael talked to you, but I don't know the whole plan. So, and yes, that Matt is something. We love you, Matt. Steven says, I've had my regular bulbitis in substrate. The roots get long. Okay. Yeah, as long as that's a good point. Steven brings up a good point. Um, I said don't plant it in the substrate. If I wouldn't plant any of these because the roots aren't long right now. But if what Steven's saying is if you plant just the roots, not the rhizome, all right. So there's a difference. If you plant just the roots, you can get away with it growing in the substrate. But if you plant the rhizome, the if you follow the base of the plant down and right where the stem of the leaves are going into the base of the plant, that's the rhizome. If you plant that part, if you bury that, it's going to rot and the plant's going to die. And that goes for bobitis, anubias, java fern, bucephalandra. So that's he's not wrong. So Keithwood is a Keithwood's good for a little box, Dee. So it's because its mini bobitis pretty much stays the size, doesn't require trimming. Yeah, it's really the mini bobitis is slow growing. Um, it's like so cool looking. Like I say, you can make a tree with this so easy. Get like a nice piece of branchy spider wood and a bottle of gel type super glue. We sell that too, but you can get it from other places. We just have it on our website for convenience. But yeah, we do sell the gel type super glue, and it's not priced too bad. So you get that piece of branch, you get that, the glue, the wood, and some of this, and use your imagination and go scape your tank. So let me see. Oh, Matt's saying we could do what you see is what you get. Okay, because I know on the website, Matt, with WooCommerce, it was a friggin' nightmare. That's why I never back in the past when I used to do the individually handmade fish hides, pleco caves. I just sold those through. I would list them on Facebook and do a video sometimes on YouTube and have people contact me. It was a pain in the ass, but to put each individual one on the website was so friggin' time consuming. I said, forget that. I was like, I'm not doing it. But if we could do what you see is what you get in a quicker manner with the wood, um, yeah, I'm all for it. But then I'll talk to you. I know you've been busy as heck, but we could talk about it later on and maybe do. I have to do something with the shipping because if someone ordered like 5 pieces of wood and then they wanted like $50 worth of plants, that's not going to ship well. It really won't. It's going to be hard to ship. So I'll have to have a family meeting on that. So. Well, Shady Grady, if you are just planting the roots only, no rhizome, I would say you're okay. But from my experience, it's just easier. It's just easier to take a plant like this and attach it to wood, rock, or other sign or other some tongue tied or some other type of decoration. So, anyways, Alishan says he can't grow any rhizome plants. Not even Anubias? Holy crap. You suck, Alishan. So. All right. Hey, Bridget, I didn't see you in here before. Says you spoiled axolotls. Love the dwarf sag. Oh, that's cool. Yeah, axolotls are cool. Like I said, I'm scrolling up right now because I was yakking and I missed everything. What's up, Melvin? I see someone said hi to Melvin. Species Hunter TV, what's happening? I think I said hi to Jenna P. If I didn't, I'm saying hi again. Chevy, hello. And Scotty Aquati. All right. I'm actually going opposite. Why are we always yelling? Hello? I'm scrolling to the top. I'm going the opposite direction. Mikey B, hello? Man, there's a lot of people in there. Cool. All right, I'm going back down to the bottom now. T Jack on, my nemesis, hello? Did you and Jake have a nice cuddle? Oh, yeah. If you guys don't know, if you guys didn't catch our live on Saturday, or if you did, you would have known. It's kind of funny. So what Alishan is talking about, Jake and I went down and we spoke for the Cichlid Club of York, just outside of York, Pennsylvania, and that club paid for a hotel. So after the talk, and we hung out with the club, had a great time. Cichlid Club of York is great group of people. Anyways, we did our talk. We did a talk on botanicals, and I thought it went really well, and I think I entertained them because they did say they want to get me back, so that's a good thing. But anyways, they booked and prepaid for a hotel, so when I checked into the hotel, it only had the room that we had was one king-size bed, and they couldn't change it because someone else paid for it. So Jake and I had to share a king-size bed, so I was like joking around and telling everybody that I was going to cuddle Jake like when he was a baby, so that's it. So yeah, had to sleep in the same bed as my son, so yeah. Tommy talking crap. If you guys don't know, T Jack on is my buddy Tommy. Local to me. What's up, Bob? So Bob says he got the Aponigeton from Fish Factory and some tissue culture cryptnuri. Yeah, cryptnuri is a cool crypt. I don't do much with tissue culture plants. I can get them. You guys are ever interested, I can get tissue culture plants. I'm not a big fan of them personally, so if you realize I sell what I like, so but I sell some other stuff sometimes, but for the most part, I sell what I like, and I'm not a huge fan personally of crypt or of tissue culture plants. That being said, though, there's only like the cryptnuri. I've only seen it sold as a tissue culture plant. I've never seen it available at the nursery any other way. So there's certain plants that's the only way you can get. So Jake was the big spoon. What's up, Aquarium Delirium? Thanks for joining. You guys got any questions? If you guys, hold on. If you guys ever have, if you guys have any questions, feel free to ask them. I gotta take a picture of this guppy grass. I know some of you are familiar with guppy grass, so tell me what this looks like. It looks like a bag of crap. I'll show you. So you see this? This is crappy guppy grass. Let me get some that I have in my tank. And I'll show you the difference. And I'll show you why I say that looks like crap. So this is good, healthy guppy grass right here. So you can see bad guppy grass, good guppy grass. I don't know if you can see the color difference, but this has a lot of brown, dark. Actually looks more like sea kelp. It's like the color of sea kelp. So it's not like a nice green color like this, but this is good guppy grass. This is shitty guppy grass. So, anyways. So, yeah, it's all stems, Tommy, and it's dark and a little slimy. So I don't know. It's crap. And the guppy grass from the nursery is it's freaking expensive. It really is. So Mexicali asked me a question. Um, do I have a set group of plants that do well? It jumped. Do I have a? Hold on. Do I have a set or group of plants that do well in water temps 80 to 90 degrees? 90 is freaking hot, bro. That's really hot, but you must be keeping discus. I know your sword plants are going to be good. I know that. So anything that like is native to South America, I would say is going to work. So sword plants, I bet you, even though they can go in cold temperatures, I bet you some of your Lowigias, I don't know the exact species, but I bet you some of the Lowigias would do good. Um, but your swords, Amazon swords, I know. Um, Honestly, up to 90 degrees, I really don't know off the top of my head, Jorge, because that's pretty hot. But in your mid 80s, pretty much everything. I would say up to like 85, 87. It's pretty much everything will do okay. Crips and stuff. Um, but if you're at 90, I would say swords. That off the top of my head, unless I would have to break out a book, um, or do some googling. I don't keep any. Just to let you guys know, I keep all my tanks. Not all. I have a couple with heaters because I keep a few species. I keep a couple species of cichlids, but the rest of my tanks are unheated. Even with some of the tetras I have, they get down into my tanks. The ambient temperature on my tanks get down into like the mid 60s in the fish room, and I got tetras that do fine. CPDs are fine. Um, all the Goodeids are fine for sure. And then I got a couple different species of wild type swordtails, and platies are fine in cold water. So yeah, for a discus tank, um, let me do some reading, Mexicali, and then I'll let you know. But like I know sword plants, so all your swords, Amazon swords, your ocelots, your red Rubens, your Kleiner bar. There's 100 different types of swords. That they would all be good for sure. I know. So, do I sell floating plants? Yes and no. I don't have any in stock right now, but you're talking about surface floaters because I have hornwort's a floater, but it flows. It floats in the water column, not so much at the surface. Egeria najas is a floating plant, but not so much. It kind of floats at the surface. It floats all over, so it doesn't need substrate. So that's what I have for floaters that don't need substrate. But I do, on occasion, more so in the summertime because I grow them outdoors. But I'll have red root floaters, Salvinia minima, Azola. Um, if you want some free duckweed, I could always hook you up with free duckweed. That's a floater. Yeah, any of you guys. I have people that ask me for duckweed. I really do. And I see people sell it. I see people sell it. You go on some other websites and you'll see duckweed being sold. I don't sell it. I don't list it. I don't sell it. Um, but I'll give it away to you. So if you do another order, um, and you wanted some duckweed, you just gotta message me either through the website or contact me through Facebook, um, or email. Either way, but I will give you some duckweed. So, all right. What else you guys got? Hey, Oinky. Good morning, Keith. Happy you and Jake. Happy you got home. The Norwalk auction was cool, but definitely not what it normally is because of beautiful. Yeah, Wanky's talking about there was the Norwalk Aquarium Society had their auction actually yesterday, and they have it in Westport, Connecticut. And for the last several years, I've been like a mainstay there. I love that club, great group of people. But I had a scheduling conflict because I had to speak for the Cichlid Club of York, and York asked me, um, Glenn Davies asked me like a year ago if I would speak for them, and I told him sure, and it just happened to fall on the same weekend as the Norwalk auction, and I had to miss the Norwalk auction. It's kind of sad because I love going down there. I really do. When I go to fish club events, um, I mean, I go and I bring stuff to sell. So I bring plants, fish, any unused equipment that I not using at the time, and so I just go give it to the auction. The club, you get a few bucks for it. The club gets a few bucks because there's a split, depending on the club's rules. So benefits me, gives me a few bucks for gas. The club gets money, and I I don't go for like making a dollar when I go to club auctions. I go to like hang out. So like Crystal was there, so I would have sat and talked to her for a bit. And there's a bunch of other my buddies that go there that I don't see like every day. So I usually some of these people I might only see once a year. So it's good to go and catch up. So that's just like the whole thing about Fish Fam really is yeah, well, a lot of us keep fish and we enjoy it and we talk about fish. That's the common denominator, in all of this. But then you meet a lot of cool people in the hobby, and like if Tommy's still here, that's my nemesis. I met Tommy. He's a good friend of mine, and I met Tommy because I listed some. I don't know, probably 5 years ago. I've known Tommy now probably 5 years, maybe six. I don't even know. But I put some N-class black bar antlers up for sale on Facebook years ago, and he messaged me, and so that's how him and I became friends. So blame it on a black bar antler, but yep. All right. So what's up, Renee? Okay, let me hide that. So that's my story on fish clubs and why I really like to go. I don't go for, well, I do and I don't, but it's mostly for the camaraderie, hanging out, talking with like-minded geeks. So that's what I like about it. And then I know sometimes, maybe more times than not, like on social media or whatever, I could sometimes come off as a grouchy butt. But if you meet me in person, I don't think I come off that way. But I don't know. Dee Dee and Matt like me. You know, so I gotta be okay. Dee Dee says it's so good to chat with someone. Hold on, I'm just reading so I can. So good and sit to chat with someone that doesn't think you're a Fruit Loop because you talk fish shrimp. Oh, 100%. So yeah, like when I used to work at my other job, I do. If you guys don't know, I do KJE full time now. So when I used to work at my other job, if I brought up, keeping fit, people thought I was weird. And even when I started the business, because I was doing KJE as a side, and they thought I was like nuts, and I was like, people really buy that stuff. I was like, 100% they buy it. They were like, you make money? I was like, no, I don't make money, but I sustain it. Hold on. I'm Lonely Keith. That's why I like you. Oh, Dee Dee, my wife has no interest in the fish hobby. She really don't. If I start talking about fish, she just kind of looks the other way. She will, and I think everybody will. If I got like a new spawn of fish and I'm excited about it, she'll come and look and see the babies. Everybody loves babies. So, like I got that tank the other day. I put a short up on my channel about some mystery fry. I had a couple species of tetras just in a five. It's only in a 5-gallon tank, and they just were in there for a limited time because I took them and then I brought them to a club auction, so they were only in that tank for maybe 2 weeks at the most. So I took them all out. I bagged them separate. I took the fish to an auction, and then a couple days later, after because the tank was empty, still running, had some plants in there. I noticed these little things like darting around, and I was like, "What the hell?" So I looked real close, and I was like, "There's fry in there." I'm gonna guess they're. I would say that they're the Buenos Aires tetras because I had those in there, and those were breeder size. And then I had some black neons in there, and I had some skunk bodia, and I highly doubt they were the skunk bodia. If they turn out to be the skunk bodia, I would be extremely excited because I don't know anybody that breeds those. So, um, yeah, you stuck now. Shady Grady says you enjoy bring stuff. Yeah, I stock a lot of stuff here at KJE that you're not gonna find in a lot of fish stores. Yeah, only to you, Tommy. So yeah, Tommy says I'm meaner than a dog shitting tax. Only to you because you're a butthole. So. He sat in the truck. Oh, I would have went in and hung out and got some coffee or something. Holy crap. I'm just reading some of this. Hold on. Oinky says, our dear friend Dennis Christian sat with me during. Oh, Dennis went. That's really cool. I'm glad he went. When one of your botanical bags came up, I had to explain to Dennis why everyone was laughing at Basil Hobus. Oh, yeah. So, I got a friend of mine down at the Norwalk Club, so I just do the backstory on this a little bit. My good friend Basil Hobus, like a couple years ago, another person, Greg Jones, like inundated the auction with bags and bags and bags of botanicals. Like he brought a lot, like a lot. And Basil was the auctioneer, and I think he got annoyed having to keep auctioning like a ton of the same like items. And then Basil told me, I hate botanicals. I hate them. And it's just because he got tired of auctioning off a lot of the stuff. So he got kind of annoyed. So me being me, I like to like poke around with my friends. So I sent some donations down to the Norwalk Aquarium Society. So I put a few different things. Like I said, they're like a home club. So I just put a few things, nothing big deal, in a box. I shipped it down to them to as donations, so they get 100% of the proceeds. But I made a pack, a nice assortment pack of botanicals, and then I labeled it the Basil Collection, just to poke fun with Basil because he says he hates botanicals. Nobody hates botanicals. He just hated the fact that like 2 years ago he had to auction off like 30 bags of them. So that's the backstory. Shady Grady says he likes. Oh yeah, Jake's a cool cat. A lot of these folks that went to the Keystone Clash last year got to meet Jake. So Jake helps me out a lot at. And Jake went down. He wasn't gonna go because it was just a club talk. But I told Jake come hang out with me this past Saturday. It was just more than a club talk. We actually brought some stuff because our talk was on botanicals. So I asked the club if I could set up a small table, and they were like, sure. So I brought like an assortment of botanicals to offer if they were interested, plus a few things of fish food and stuff. And Jake sat there, and people bought some stuff off him at the club talk, and we made a few bucks, not a lot, but a few. Yeah. Oh, that's a good one. Yeah. Yep. That's funny, Coro. Yeah. Nobody hates botanicals. No, there ain't no way. If you put a coconut shell in your tank, you like botanicals. You use them. If you put any type of driftwood, So if you got a piece of Mopani or spiderwood in your tank, whatever, you love botanicals. So yeah, that's a good one. Yeah. Now I'll get one made for my buddy Basil. So did you bring the big ball botanicals? The ones that I videoed? No, I didn't. I didn't bring those. I brought some of the same type. Those are bale pods, Alisham. But those two that I made that stupid video with, stupid but funny to me because I'm 12 years old. Those were like way bigger than I normally get. And then just when I was opening the box of stock and I seen those two, I was just digging through, getting a general idea of the different sizes. I seen those two massive ones, and that song come right to my head, AC/DC Big Balls. So then I made the short, and hopefully some of you guys found it funny. If you didn't find that funny, then you don't know my sense of humor. Okay. That's cool that you guys got that many. That's even 40 people at a meeting is really good, Didi. So 90, that's pretty impressive. Stop. that's a good one. So Susie Q got a little immature humor too. That's good to know. Yeah, I don't know. I'm never growing up mentally, Didi. Never. I get in trouble sometimes. I annoy my wife sometimes, but it's yeah. If you ought to see some of the pictures that I take just from the grocery store. If there's like oversized produce, uh, there's some stupid pictures that I've taken and just sent them. So, anyways, I can't help it. So, that's from her words. Okay, cool. The club with weekend meetings get a lot of better attendance. I would say so too, Alishan, and it's more convenient for people that have to drive, further. I would 100% go to more meetings because you guys might have heard me say this before. I don't have a local fish club. The nearest fish club to my home base is 2 hours away. That's my local club. But I consider a few clubs, my local clubs. New England Cichlid Association, when they meet, it's usually like in central Connecticut, Middleton or Middle Grove or Middleburg. I don't, something middle. I just punch the address in my GPS and I go. But that's a little over 2 hours away. If the Norwalk Aquarium Society, they meet on a Thursday night, that's a little over 2 hours away. Danbury Area Aquarium Society meets in Carmel, New York. That's a little over 2 hours away. There's a club out in Syracuse I don't deal with just because I don't like some of their board members. But that's still Syracuse is 90 something miles, so that's over 2 hours away, unless you drive like a maniac. But then you're gonna get a ticket. So like the nearest club, honestly, to me, I would say is probably Danbury. The Danbury Area Aquarium Society that meets in Carmel is mileage wise, might be the nearest to me, and that's just a touch over 2 hours. Chicopee, Massachusetts has Pioneer Valley Aquarium Society. That's just a touch over 2 hours. So, but all of these clubs that I'm mentioning right now, they all meet during the week. And then they meet at night. So, like the Cichlid Club of York on Saturday had their meeting. Their meeting officially started at, I think, 1 p.m., but the door opened, I think, at 11. So you can come and you can, hang out, BS with your buddies, and they served nice lunch. They had like fried chicken, potato salad, macaroni salad, bunch of homemade cookies, chips. They provided all the drinks, so you had soda and iced tea. Um, it was pretty cool. It really does. And the fried chicken on Saturday, I don't know who made that. So if anybody hears from CCY, whoever made that chicken, that shit was good. Like really good. Like I ate like 3 big fat pieces. It was good. And a bunch of potato salad and macaroni salad. Yummy, yummy, yummy. Yep. And you see this right here. I like to eat, Alishan, so it was good. It was really good. So, all right. What's up, B Wizzle? It's good to see you. Night Owl loved your botanicals. Oh, that's cool. Nice. Hey, what's up, KJE? Okay, I'm just scrolling back up because I get to talking and I don't see. I think Jeremiah made it. I'm not sure, Alishan. I know a lot of faces, so I would have to see his face. If I see his face, I would tell you if I knew if Jeremiah was there. But until I get to know you for a little bit, I'm really bad with names. I apologize if I see you guys at a show and you know me, but I can't remember your name. I know your face, so it might just be, hey, you, how's it going? So, but some of you guys I know for sure. Alishan, I know Alishan. I know Didi. If Matt ever comes to an event that I go to, I know who Matt is. So I would have to see his face, Alishan. I don't audio visual guy at the Clash. I didn't go to any of the. I wouldn't know then, Alishan, because I didn't go any to the meetings, so I have no idea, and I didn't go to the auction. The only thing I did for the auction was give them some donations. So I walked in the room, I chatted a little bit with a couple people there during the auction, said hi, and then I left. So I didn't hang out for that. So when Southern boys say chicken is really good. Needy, that chicken was good. The only thing missing is a little bit of hot sauce. But I don't know. People up north don't eat, fried chicken with a little bit of hot sauce as much as people down south do. So someone forgot a bottle of hot sauce. If I would have known they were having fried chicken and then they wouldn't have had no hot sauce, I would have brought some. But I didn't know. So I missed out on my hot sauce. But the chicken itself was good. So I survived. Beer. Yeah, they didn't have no beer. I had beer after I went back to the hotel. So no beer at the Fish Club. But right next to, they booked us a hotel literally right across the street from a Quaker steak, whatever. It's a chain restaurant that I ate at like years ago, and we had like crappy service, crappy food. I ate at one in West Virginia. So I was kind of leery of trying it again, but it was right next to the hotel, and I had drank a couple beers, so I didn't want to drive anywhere. So Jake and I just walked over there, and it was pretty good. And then they had like these tall drafts. Like they were actually really tall. Tall drafts of Yingling for like $4 on special. They tasted pretty good. So. Oinky says, distance-wise, I could go to a club in either New York City or Long Island, but the expenditure of the tolls, Crystal, are like, they're stupid. They're like really stupid. So there is, speaking of other clubs close to you, Crystal, I would look up the North Jersey Aquarium Society. Alishan knows all those people there, and I know a bunch of them. But there is a fish club that meets, I forget what town, but I bet you Alishan knows what town it is, so you could see how far it is to that town. but they meet in North Jersey. And then Ted Coletti, I don't know the name of his club, and I don't know how often they do meetings, but Ted Coletti has another club that he started that I think is in the North Jersey area that has to do with fish and like pond plants. So it's pretty cool. And then I'm sure you might have met Ted Coletti at the Keystone Clash. Ted is like filled with like a ton of knowledge on on all things aquaria, really, and pond plants. He's the author of the pond plant or tub handbook. I forget the title. I have the book, but I don't memorize everything. But it's a really good how-to resource book that Ted wrote. So, but again, he has a club, and I think it's in the North Jersey area. And but I know Alishan will at least know the name of the towns. So, and I could find the links for you, Crystal. I just don't know, or I just don't know them off of the top of my head. So, anyways. Yeah, that happens. It definitely does. Didi, speaking of that, the American Cichlid Association has an annual convention every year, and it goes the ACA. I'm just saying that for short. The ACA is in a different location every year. Um, Fish clubs throughout the country put their name in the hat, and they host it. So last year it was in Madison, Wisconsin. So that's why I went up to Madison, because that the Madison Area Aquarium Society was the local club that hosted that, and they did it in combination with the Catfish Cataclysm. So it was the American Cichlid Association slash Catfish Cataclysm convention or whatever they called it. I forget what the official name of it was. But on the ACA side, you have the babes in the cichlid hobby. So, and then the acronym for them are the bitches. So the babes in the cichlid hobby are a group of ladies that collect money as a nonprofit and they give to conservation. I gotta get hooked on phonics. Anyways, the babes at every ACA always has the bitches auction. I think it's on Friday or Saturday night, and it doesn't start till like 10 o'clock. So a few people already had a couple beverages prior to that, and then at the auction, and then this is tradition because I know Tom's been to one, Alishan's been to one. This is tradition at the auction. They got people going around giving out free shots. So they're pouring shots of whatever. They have them on the tray, and you just say, "Give me one," and they give it to you. So they're going around giving shots because the exact thing right there, people get a little tanked and they start spending their money. Um, yep. And I did a live stream from the bitches auction last year. Jake was holding the camera after a while, and then yeah, I might have had a few drinks, maybe just a few. It was fun though. It's a blast. It really is. It's a blast. So got to attend one of the auctions. Oh yeah, it was. Yep. So yeah, the bitches auction. Oh, it's so much fun. It's so much fun. I've been to two ACAs now, and I want to go back this year for 2024. It's going to be in Cincinnati. Um, so, and Cincinnati isn't terribly far from me. I want to say so. Cleveland, the OCA is just south of Cleveland. So I've been there a couple times. So Cincinnati, Cleveland is like 7 hours without stopping. Cincinnati's probably 8 to 9. So I think I could do that easy. So I'm gonna try to go to the ACA. I'm gonna talk to Fritz Aquatics, see if they need someone to moonlight, if they want to set a booth up there, and then if they do, then I'm gonna volunteer my time because I don't get paid for that. So I pretty much volunteer my time. They cover fuel, my food, and the hotel, so they just pay my travel expense. But as far as my time there, I'm just doing that because one, I go and I talk products about, I talk up the food line, not food line, the product line for Fritz Aquatics, and then I get to hang out with people that I know and meet new people that I don't know. So yeah, Al Shannon said the camera was pointed mostly at the floor. I'm sure it was. I'm sure it was. That's when I handed the camera back to Jake. Towards the end of it, Jake was holding the camera, and then I was just being a goofball. So then Jake was commenting on the live stream. So some of you guys got to chat more in depth with Jake and not me. So it was kind of fun. I had fun. So. Okay, yeah. Like, yeah, I've never been to North Jersey Club. Just I don't like driving. I know a bunch of the club members, and they're great. And a bunch of the club members have come up to Nika or Norwalk or Danbury. That they all come up there. But me personally, I never been down to any of their meetings or events, just because the simple fact I hate driving in New Jersey unless I have to. I mean, I'll drive down and see my buddy Michael Skurnick, but I really don't enjoy driving in New Jersey. So. All right, guys, I got to get these plants wet before they start. Yeah, get them wet before they start to dry out. I've been on like longer than I typically do, so I appreciate you guys hanging out, seeing what we got in today. The inventory that we got in today is uploaded already. Plus, there were some other plants in stock, so you could check that out. Check out the new website. If do me a favor, if any of you guys see anything that I can um, improve, just give me some suggestions. Shoot me an email at kjaquatics@gmail.com. You could contact us through the website. That gets filtered into my email. Or you can contact me on Facebook. If you know me, you know me. You could friend me. Or you could always contact us on Facebook at KJE Aquatics. Or no, Facebook. Sorry. Start is over. Facebook.com/KJE Aquatics. So you could always message us on Facebook there. You could also message us on Instagram if you like. I don't use Instagram, but we do post stuff on there. Our Instagram is KJE. I think it's KJE _ aquatics. I forget. But that being said, and then I'm going to give another plug real quick to fishfam.link. So if you want to look for any social media contacts, websites, or whatever, you can go to fishfam.link. There's a search tab. You could type in KJE Aquatics, and it's going to list our Facebook page. It's going to list our Instagram page. It's going to list our website. It's going to list if we have merch on the website now, FYI, but some other content creators also have Teespring. It would list like your Teespring or your Zazzle on there. It's going to list your TikTok if you have TikTok. I don't have TikTok, so don't look for me on TikTok. It's going to list your X account. So all platforms, it's going to list there. So that's the cool thing about fishfam.link is just, take advantage of that. If you're looking for me, or if you're looking for Dee Dee's Fish Den, you can see what other types of channels Dee Dee has. You can find her on Facebook. You can find her on YouTube. So just saying. So all these people that are in chat right now, if you guys have a channel, you probably have your information already uploaded. Not your personal information. I don't want to know your underwear size, but I do want to know your website, your YouTube channel, your Facebook channel, your Instagram link, whatever. And it's all right there. So fishfam.link. It's a great service. Matt has been working his tail off. And also consider joining Patreon. There's people like KJ Aquatics plus several others that offer exclusive discount code for Patreon members. So those discount codes, if you shop and you support the Fish Fam, and you could use those discount codes. Those discount codes will save you a significant amount of money. That's going to pay for that Patreon. So that Patreon fee, whatever it is, it could be 99 cents. It could be $900,000. Matt would love that, but you got to buy a lot of shit with your discount code from KJ Aquatics to save that much. But if you paid $5 a month, if you paid $5 a month on Patreon, and you buy stuff because you need stuff for the hobby anyways, and you use those discount codes from various vendors, it's gonna pay for that. It'll pay for that $5 plus more easily, just because you're able to get that exclusive discount code as a Patreon member. Plus, it's gonna the fees paid through Patreon help support the website. You're not supporting Matt; he ain't making money off of it, but it helps offset the costs of the server and whatnot. Having a website is not cheap. I can tell you that it's not cheap. There's a lot of costs that people don't realize that are associated with having a website. Your social media platforms, they're free. Facebook until maybe in the future, but right now Facebook's free, YouTube's free. A website is not free. So, anyways, that's my sales pitch on that. So, yeah, Tommy says I don't have one yet. I've been thinking about it. I can make a few more dollars maybe, but yeah, it's possible. You could have your OnlyFans page on there too. But again, I don't have one. But you never know, Tommy. So, anyways, with that, I keep rambling, and now I gotta go before my leaves dry out. Peace.